another Drag Race season 7 girl, and that would be Violet Chachki, season 7 winner. Violet Chachki, by the way, who is addressing the criticism she received after hosting a season of the spinoff show, excuse me, Fashion Photo Review. So Fashion Photo Review, I'm sure everybody knows, is a show where, you get a lot of the Drag Race girls. We've seen Trixie Mattel host it. We've seen Bianca Del Rio host it. We've seen Bob the Drag Queen host it. We've seen so many other people host it. I think at one point Violet Chachki hosted it along with, did she also with Got Mick, or she brought her on? They bring her up first one. It's like, I think it's, if I'm trying to remember, because I don't really watch Fashion Photo Review like that, but I remember she's had Got Mick on there as her co-host or whatever. But anyway, so let's talk about Violet Chachki and get into that. So the spinoff has long been hosted by season 3 champ Raja alongside various so yeah, that's what it is. It's like it'll be one person, but they'll bring in co-hosts and they'll just give their opinion on the fashions and stuff. I think it's because I'm thinking of there's other shows that be on YouTube as well that host fashion review type stuff. Or maybe I'm thinking the other show that they do is not just fashion photo review. It's another show that they host up there where they talk about where they break down the Drag Race episode. I think I'm getting my shows but anyway, let's move on because there's so many. And then World of Wonder have all their stuff up on there too that confused the hell out of me. But anyway, so they said that it features a looks on each episode of Drag Race being reviewed and either tooted or booted. Now, when All Star 7 rolled around, Roger was busy competing, so in stepped season 7 queen, Violet, and so I knew I was bugging. It was her and Got Mick, and people just did not like their energy on the show because they felt like that Violet's critiques were a little harsh, and that her and Got Mick were being real stink with their attitudes and how they were presenting a lot of when they were conversing about a lot of the looks from the girls. So Violet recently appeared on Mistress Isabel Brooks's YouTube channel and addressed the situation, saying, "I really don't know what happened. That's the effed up part," she said in the video with the season 15 finalist, which is titled Shredding RuPaul's Fashion Over the Years with Violet Chachki. "To me, outfits are so unserious," she went on to say. "I do take drag very seriously, but at the end of the day, girl, it's clothes. It's the most unserious thing ever. It's just silly." Her no-nonsense attitude is a result of her drag upbringing in Atlanta, Georgia, she explained. She said, "In Atlanta, the girls, when I would stand on stage, they'd be like, 'Your dick is out. Your tights are ripped. This is wrong. That's wrong. You're ugly. You're fat.' That's the school of drag that she comes from." Now, Violet is no stranger to sharing her opinion. She recently told French publication, I think it's called Agence France Presse, "I went to a Catholic school, so was always told I had to wear a uniform, and you can't wear this or that. Drag is always drag was always rebellious, always punk, but Drag Race changed that. When I started drag 12 years ago, it was really underground. It was not a career that you would want. There are maybe too many drag queens at this point. Now it's become a career path. It's become oversaturated and homogenized." And I know people was mad at her over saying that, but what was wrong with her for saying that? It is true. It's like at one point, drag was punk. Drag was this thing that was just like, you know what? It was edgy. It was outside the box. You could do so many different things. You have comedy drag. You have gender fuck drag. You have that punk type of drag. You have glam drag, like the pageant drag. You have so many different types of drag. But now when you have RuPaul's Drag Race, which has become like one of the biggest things on TV, it's like, yeah, you've ushered it into the mainstream. I kind of referred to, Drag Race is basically, Disney, the Disney-fied version of what drag is. So it's, it's for everyone. It's for kids. It's for this. It's for that. And to me, it's like when I grew up, it wasn't about kids. First, as a child, you couldn't even get in to see a drag queen. I had to go literally to a gay club or a gay bar to see drag. Like my very first drag queen that I ever encountered was when I was a young and I went to Esquilita. Like, but back when that was open, that was the main club that all the butch queens, all the trans women, all the peer kids, everybody who was from New York, if you were black, urban, Latino, whatever, and if you were white, some white people went there too, because if that was what you were into, you went to Esquilita, and that was the club. I miss that damn place because that was lit. And the first queen I ever encountered was someone who I'm dear friends with, Harmonica Sunbeam, and her DJ at the time, DJ Relentless, is another friend of mine. So It's funny how you become friends with the very people who, you come encounter with, and and who inspire you, and who open your eyes up to so many different things in the world that you've never witnessed. So, going around then, it was like that was the time I got to see drag queens and see drag performers. And it was a way that, people did make a living. Trans girls, they were up in there doing their performances and stuff. That's, they went and got their tips, they got their coins, and that's how a lot of them was making a living. But yeah, drag race has become oversaturated, and it's taken a lot away from that. But in regards of, and I don't think like drag should be something that you should, not in a negative way, aspire to. Like, the other day I'm watching Sherry Shepherd's show, and you had George's up there. Oh, I knew I wanted to be a drag queen since I was 12. And that was something I aspired to be. And I knew once I saw a drag race, that's what I wanted to do. That is what this generation is now. Back when I was growing up, that wasn't an aspiration. That wasn't something that you wanted to be or whatever. And I like the fact that kids are finding their career path and stuff, but there's no guarantees in drag. There's no guarantees that you're going to make it on a show like Drag Race. There's no guarantees that, okay, you're that 12-year-old kid and that Drag Race is going to be going into its, we're already going, they're about to start filming season 17 soon. So there's no guarantee that there's going to be a season 20, season 22, season 25, season 30. I mean, I guess as long as there's money in the show, we'll see how long it lasts, even if they decide to go on without RuPaul. But, excuse me. But then again, I do understand what Violet is saying, where she's like, you know what? That's the school of drag that I grew up in, and that's what I was given. And here's the thing: if you want to give it to me like Fashion Police, because I think that's where they got Fashion Photo Review from. They were inspired by Fashion Police. If you can give it to me in a way that's similar to like Joan Rivers in the way of delivering the critiques or whatever, I guess it would work. But when you're on TV, you're doing these shows, I feel like you should allow people to be, if you're doing the type of show and you're critiquing fashions, you should allow them to give their opinion on the stuff without crucifying them or trying to cancel them or whatever the case is. So maybe what it was at the end of the day, people just didn't like Violet's delivery. People just didn't just feel like that her attitude is just very cold and distant or whatever the case is. And they just felt like she shouldn't have been doing a show like Fashion Photo Review.